Whoosh, hello everyone, it's JJ and I welcome you to this new video. Today we're going to talk about what I consider the phone of the year. Imagine I want to change my phone. What would my criteria be? So I listed 1. A high quality screen, comfortable, with a rather decent refresh rate. 2. A powerful processor, since we're all a bit overkill. We all want a bit more than what we need. Enough RAM and ROM, to run everything a bit. A camera part, well worthy of the best, because I do take a lot of photos, especially with the rear camera. A good battery to power all that for at least 24 hours in intensive mode. And above all, the rest for me is just fluff, and then the one that plays on the side as well. So when Nubia offers me its Nubia Z80 Ultra with this spec sheet, I think we might have something here. A BOE HDR OLED 1.5K full screen, a 35mm 50 megapixel camera, plus 50 megapixel wide angle, plus 64 megapixel telephoto. A Snapdragon Elite Gen 5 processor, a 7200 mAh battery, customizable buttons. We'll see that this is super important, a unique design, and maybe even a bit more than what I would want. Because yes, seeing products in photos is good, but seeing them in video is better, and taking photos with the phone we have to take, well, you'll see that. Unleash yourself and discover everything Note, sci-tech or smartphone. Elegant. Our phone is a little bit. We start with the box contents. In the box, we will have our phone. Good news, a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, okay, and a small case, which is always nice. Let's talk a bit about the size and weight of our phone. So first of all, what we will appreciate is especially a unique and personalized design. It doesn't look like any other phone on the market. We all tend to copy each other a little bit. Well, we would have liked the full screen design, but especially the dimensions 175.5 by 77.2 by 8.6 millimeters. The weight about 225 grams, all inclusive. Let's talk a little about our screen, our magnificent BOE X10 screen with a UDC 1.5K display. So it's 2688 by 1216, which is very, very good once again for this screen resolution. What we especially appreciated is the truly full screen mode with an immersive screen, and especially, for example, when compared to my 14 Pro Max, which is a bit old, but again, it was nice with its punch hole and all. I don't care about the punch hole at the top. What I want is a beautiful screen. And so we immediately realized the advantage of having a display, especially without a punch hole, without interruption. Our screen, so it's a BOE Q10, 144 Hertz, please, 2500 Hertz, okay? So we will have the camera under the screen. There you go. Everything is really designed to have a truly immersive display. Plus, you saw it's edge to edge, all that. Well, let's talk a bit technical. I'll tell you a bit about the screen. So I announced to you a BOE X10 with SGS low blue light certification. So once again, high frequency PWM dimming at 2592 Hertz, intelligent adjustment via AI for twilight light, an ultra clear visual engine developed by Qualcomm, a full screen 144 Hertz certified ZIB real cinematic vision, pure and immersive vision with high visibility. It is 6.85 inches. Okay, we gave the resolution. It's an OLED 144 Hertz. Obviously, we appreciated the fingerprint sensor, which is under the screen, an ultrasonic sensor. Wow. So yes, the front camera is under the screen, so you don't see it. You really have to switch to photo mode and everything to see the cutout. So it really wasn't one of the strong points of the previous generations, or the fact of putting a grid on the camera and everything. Well, what I'm going to do is take a lot of photos for you, especially by doing a screen recording, so you can see a bit of the difference and how these generations evolve from one to the next, and how it becomes really very acceptable. And especially, I almost never use the front camera. So if you had told me to remove it, but keep everything else good, I would have said remove it.
And there we'll see that it's actually quite good. One of the big strengths of this phone, I think we'll indeed do a video screen capture so we can judge a bit. So is the front camera really the big strength of this phone? Yes, because it's integrated under the screen. And like you, I don't take a lot of selfies. We're not bad, you see, with good lighting. There, it's a bit strong like that.
There is a little effect, a little blur effect that we find.
So we can't zoom there. Yes, we're in portrait mode. Let's switch to photo mode. Oh, damn. In photo mode, it's not bad. Oh, damn. Yeah, in the other mode, it was a bit less good, but here it's quite nice. Then in video mode, very good. Once again, so in terms of resolution, I saw that we can either be So then there's the capture, there's the screen recorder. So it's either 1080p 30 in FPS. That's it. No more possibility. You see, to do so, I'm going to put it a bit in this mode. There's always a little blur effect. That's obviously linked to the camera under the screen, but
it's really good. No, it's good. It's very usable. It's just that I don't do a lot of selfie cam because well, the rear camera is better.
Yeah, I'm quite convinced. Not bad to do. Can we zoom? No, I can switch to vertical mode. It will be a bit annoying in editing, but at the same time, no, it's good. It's clean. We remove that and everything. And then in pro modes, it will mainly be for the rear camera. So our camera, well, it has 16 million pixels.
You will see in the results, apart from the portrait mode where it creates a bit of a blur effect and all, I found the camera extremely usable, especially when you know it's often for posting selfies on Instagram, Facebook, or things that are heavily compressed. So for me, it's really an important point. I prefer a nice screen over a front camera of woo woo woo. Wow, woo woo, wow, woo woo woo. All right, on the left of our phone, a personalized multifunctional button with 2 levels. Once again, so you can put it up down, so you understand it's either to mute it, obviously, or to turn on the ringtone or turn it off. So we'll have a setting so it's on off, but you can customize it and set it to either camera on off, for example, game space, flashlight, voice recording, or, well, no, silent mode, you get it. On the right of our phone, we will have the volume button for up, down, normal, a red button that is used to turn the phone on or off, and if you double click it, it opens the camera, which is nice for a quick shortcut. And speaking of shortcuts, we have another button at the very bottom. It allows for a quick launch. You can customize it. For example, you can set it to take a rear photo, record a rear video, switch directly to Russian mode, or directly to pro mode, or nothing if you don't need anything, or to launch the camera and take a photo. That's really the little extra, especially for taking photos. The button.
Allez, en
is
notre
quite
téléphone,
handy.
pas bien grand-chose, si ce n'est
Come
un
on.
capteur infrarouge.
So our phone, not much except for an infrared sensor. At the bottom of our phone, a slot for our dual nano SIMs. Note that our phone is fully 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, all frequencies. We will have a USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 1 port, data transfer, everything you need, and then a small speaker. We'll see that it makes sound, but actually it makes more sound than that. That is to say, we only have one speaker that makes sound, but when we put our phone in horizontal mode, once again in landscape mode, we'll have stereo sound coming from the left and right. We're told about DSDA Dual SPX DTS-X Ultra. Well, in addition, this phone has 5 microphones. Wow. All right, let's talk a bit about the rear cameras, triple rear camera with the choice of a 35mm equivalent to human vision. So it's kind of Nubia's signature. When we talk a bit about the details of our cameras before doing a real world test, we would have liked the 35mm, 50 billion pixels. Sensor 1/1.3, oh yes, with optical stabilization, the ultra wide angle 50 million pixels, okay, the telephoto 64 megapixels, and then the flicker plus laser sensor. Come on, let's do the same with the rear cameras. So we'll come here in the modes. I'm not going to show you all the modes like that. We have the street mode.
So street mode. So what can be quite interesting is that normally the camera, I saw this earlier, it tends to do a little bit of what it wants with the lenses. So if we set it, for example, to 18mm, not bad, and we take a photo, very good.
Then there we switch to 24. Wow, not bad. Then we switch to 35. Very good. We'll switch to 50, which they call the rather standard mode. And at 85, damn, we're close. We're very, very close. We'll set it like this. Will it do the autofocus?
Fait que, okay, c'est parfait. If we go over there, for example, it's a bit striking. It's good. It's clean, you know. And I really like the street mode like that. In mode 25, it's interesting, very interesting. It really allows you to play a little.
So if we switch to portrait mode now, once again, so here we are at 35. Okay, now we'll switch to 50. That's good. And now we're at 85. It's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy because it works quite well, you know. I like it. There you go. So here we're still in portrait mode.
Once again, we're going to hit photo mode. We'll set it to mode 18. Wow.
The angle is super wide. Not bad. I like it. Let's position ourselves like this. Photo level nonsense in 18, 35, and 85. Wow, it's not bad. Let's see if we position ourselves like this. We're almost going to,
Very good. Very interesting. So video, well, it's impressive for a video. You saw at the top. We can go up to 8K 30 FPS. I don't see the point yet. But well, why not? We'll set it to 4K, and 4K. I saw we can go up to 120 FPS.
Wow, but you saw in 4K, 120 frames per second. We lost the stabilization, huh? And I'm on the phone like a brute.
On the other hand, yeah, if we set it to 30, 60 FPS, very good. On here, I remove it there. We don't have stabilization. There we go. I put it back there. It's clean. Possible to set it to 18 like that. So there we go. I'm in portrait mode, but just so you can have the screenshot in real time.
Here, it's not bad. Can we zoom in? So you saw, yes, when we zoom, we switch either from 18 or to 25. Here, it's clean. It's 35 even, and up to 85. Not bad. Can we zoom in more? Damn, it's clean, you see. Zoom. Then we zoom out like this.
Let's go back to 18. Not bad, huh?
Oh yes, because I'm realizing actually, look, take the peg over there in the back. It's still, well, it's far away. We do it like this. We zoom. Yeah, it's good. It's clear. It's clear. It's clear. Can I act? At the moment, so yes, the stabilization was removed. We'll put it back here. There you go. Not bad, no? And here I make a background with the balloons, a little bit of autofocus, hop, like that. And we zoom out. Not bad, not bad.
Come on, a little video in 8K. The video will be in 4K, you know, for you, but there you go. I chose 8K. It allows, well, there you go, to see a bit what on the screen. It's super clear. After, we stay in... I thought we could... see, we can switch from 35 millimeters to 50 millimeters. Not bad. It gives a little effect.
I don't know if I can zoom. No, that's all. Interesting.
Well, you saw it in the demo. We also have 21 creative filters, pro control, macro control. In short, there's really the possibility to go quite far, but the ability to switch from one lens to another. I have to admit that the results are really beyond my expectations, and it makes me want to get into it. And let's talk a little about the battery and especially the charging. A 7,200 milliampere battery. Yes, you saw this phone there. It is ultra foldable. We have a 7,200 milliampere battery that contains 8% silicon for higher energy density from Nubia's engine shutdown. We have an 80-watt wireless charge. So note that there is no charger, but well, you can go buy it. An 80-watt wireless charge. So well, this really allows for very, very good autonomy, especially endurance if you want to play, or like me, for example, you want to take a lot of photos. Come on, the time has come for our first exceptional boom, which is... And to our clever rabbit that took a hit, our Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, well, 2,916,754 points. And yes, we're not far from 3 million. I'm sure that with a bit of optimization, we can hit 3 million. There you go. So a processor that is announced to be 23% more efficient than the global version. Plus 20% in terms of the CPU, plus 35% efficiency. Well, once again, moreover, well, it is compatible with AI, everything that goes well. In short, it's a monster designed for gaming, multitasking, and AI. We have a 4 GHz 6 processor etched at 3 nanometers. Wow. In terms of memory, of course, you're going to have a little surprise. So regarding the RAM, there are several versions available once again. So it starts from 12 gigabytes of RAM up to almost 1 terabyte in the versions. So we had the 16 gigabyte RAM version. Not bad. I'll give you a little benchmark score of the RAM and you can compare it with yours to see a bit. Plus 512 gigabytes of ROM. So there is no micro SD, but again, there are 512 gigabytes. Well, it's still not bad and it's beyond my expectations. And beyond my expectations because I like to check, it wasn't mentioned on the poster or anywhere that there is also virtual RAM. We go into the phone, once again, we draw from the ROM to create virtual RAM and we can go up to 12 gigabytes of RAM. So yes, 16 plus 12, one might say yes, it doesn't really make 28. It's less efficient because it's virtual RAM. But once again, there's the possibility to boost a little. The function is there and it's nice. At the Android level, of course. Well, at the Android level, it said at the beginning, it's just Nebula AIOS 2.0. I thought, huh? But no, you can clearly see it's Android. Yes, when you go into the phone information, you can clearly see it's Android 16. It's simply Android 16 with a bit of a Nubia twist, you know. They've added their little menus and everything. You can really find your way around easily, but there you have it. We're really on the latest Android update. Well, it's nice. We have all the settings and everything. You can really go far with the settings. There are really a lot of things. For me, it works very well. In terms of games, of course, well, it is also optimized for gaming with ultra-fast touch response time, a smooth and immersive gaming experience, especially stereo speakers 1115E, once again, professionally calibrated. Well, I must admit that in terms of games, it's impressive. In addition, I didn't set the brightness to the max, I set the brightness to the maximum and everything. The camera can't even handle it. It's really, there you go. We really have the ultimate phone once again. We don't have a trigger and all, but we have a beautiful touchscreen. We have a good battery. We have a good processor and everything is a delight. I was playing Asphalt because I only know how to play car games. I also did a real racing and actually I went all out. In terms of connectivity, of course. So the brand tells us there's Bluetooth 6, which we didn't see on Antutu, but well, we'll take their word for it since our phone is indeed on Wi-Fi 7 Abigna Caxby. All that, the latest generation NFC, we're on ESC, GPS, AGPS, B12, Galileo, GLONASS, of course. Well, we don't have the radio. If I had to find a negative point, there is no analog radio. The thing that no one listens to anymore, but I persist with it since I listen to the word directly on the internet. There you go. Well, our phone is obviously super resistant since it is IP68 and IP109. We will still be careful with the P69 level, you know. Once again, complete protection against dust. Above all, it is waterproof, meaning it can fall into 1.5 meters of water for 30 minutes. There you go. And also water under pressure, you know, washed with a Karcher at 100 bars up to 80 degrees. We are in the average range for phones. Our phone also includes what they call the Nebula AIOS, the system that adapts to you, powered mainly by Gemini AI. What we see directly in the settings, it simplifies tasks, optimizes the position. Well, when we look a little in our phone, what we can see is that we will have a first menu to manage photos a bit, remove things, add some. Thank you, Gemini.
The translation, well, we know well that it's Google Translation.
So all we can look at a little is Google Lens, Google Photos, Google Translate, the meeting mode. Well, these are the functions. So Gemini, there you go. So, well, is it a special AI? No, it's Google's AI, and that's not a bad thing. At the same time, it works very, very well. It's one of the best. It's integrated inside. There are little buttons. That works very well for me. I could just add ChatGPT for myself. We also have, you saw in the menus, we have the Z Smart sidebar to create sidebars, to have quick menus on the left, right, and all. I like to put the Android buttons at the bottom, but you also have the option to manage everything with the slide and all that. You can really go very far in phone settings with the slide and also with the buttons, which I find extremely practical. And finally, one of the big strengths of this phone compared to all the ones I've tested. And then when I look in the store, I think, I'm going to change. Am I going to change my 14 Pro Max for a 15 Pro Max, a 16 Pro Max thing, or 17 that all look alike and have a few changes just to say, oh, but we have the new one because they changed the thing. There you go. As for Android, well, the Google stuff, I'm not too much of a fan either. I think this one has some extra features. So what did I put as my top criteria? The beautiful screen. The screen is incredible. I think, yes, if they hadn't put a front camera, I would have been fine with it. The screen is so beautiful. It's so bezel-less. It's so OLED. It's so 1.5K. It's great. The processor is the latest. There's nothing better. So with 3 million points on Antutu, it settles everything. In terms of RAM and ROM, we have 16 plus 512 plus virtual RAM. It's very, very good. I couldn't ask for more. The battery, 7,200 milliampere hours. Incredible. I don't even know how they managed to fit such a large battery in such a beautiful and thin phone. And finally, regarding photography, if you like taking photos, being able to switch between lenses, you saw at 35 millimeters, like that, zooming in, not zooming. It's really already very, very good. In addition, in terms of video, it's beyond experiences with 4K at 30, 60, 120 FPS, or even 8K, possibly at 30 FPS. You put it on a tripod, film in 8K, and you'll see it's extremely high quality for zooming, filming, taking photos, using the modes a bit and all. Well, it's exactly what I wanted. All right, our Nubia will be available starting from the 6th of November. It will be in Europe, the United Kingdom, and Asia, even in Thailand and the Middle East, and also in Mexico. It will be available in black, white, blue, starry night, well, depending on the chosen configuration. All right, now it's saying how much for the smartphone in the showcase. Oh, watch out, you're not ready. So there will be a 20 euro coupon for the launch. So the 12 plus 256 black version will be 649 euros, minus 20 euros, 629 euros. And we still have 12 plus 256. That's still not bad. There you go. We will also have a 12 plus 512. That will be 779 with the promo code. 16 plus 512 in white version. It will be the same price. 16 plus 512, the Starry Night. So here it's more expensive. At the same time, I don't really see the point. And for those of you who want 16 gigabytes of RAM plus virtual RAM plus 1 terabyte of storage, it's 899 euros or 879 euros with the coupon. Plus, I'll put the links in the description if there are promotions, offers, and all that. The most expensive at less than 900 bucks. Look at how much a Samsung, an Apple, even a Google, even the Nothing, I think they are extremely expensive and all. There you go. Here, I mean, the most expensive, the least expensive, 629, and the most expensive at 879. You still have a phone that is unique, incredible, exceptional. My end of year love mode, there you have it. So what do you think of this Nubia Z80 Ultra? Are you more or less on the same page with me saying this beautiful screen and all that? The only thing you might say is the glass thing and the front camera, which is, well, I found it very, very good. I would put that on a phone or on social media. No one will notice the difference. Or before, it's true that previous generations were a bit less good. There you go. Don't forget to leave me a comment on what you think of this Nubia. Don't forget to mention Nubia. I remind you, if we exceed 200 comments, we'll raise the gift card above, 300 and all that. We'll include responses to everyone and all. So go ahead, give me phrases, comments, some funny wordplay. I also reply to all comments to help you, well, increase the number a little bit. There you go. As all thumbs are allowed. If you like the video, thumbs up. You didn't like the video, thumbs down. So that's up to you. And as your mother would say, so you keep talking to me about this Nubia. Is she your new girlfriend? No, maybe it's really my new phone. Or it's true that if I had to change my S22 Plus or my iPhone 14 Pro Max, I never really find anything I like. Here, we really have the phone that suits me. Once again, it might not suit everyone, but for me, in terms of what I expect from my phone to work, to take photos, and to have a somewhat extraordinary phone, it's a bit of my dream phone. So it's up to you to tell me in the comments what you think about this phone. Don't forget, as your mother would say, not to miss a thing. Subscribe over there by clicking on my logo. In the month of November, there will be lots and lots of great videos. Plus, there will be deals for Black Friday and everything. Subscribe, click on the bell so you don't miss anything, since I'm preparing quite a few things, but I don't want to spoil or tease you. Well, maybe just a little. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. It makes me happy. I wish you all a good day. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, keep your spirits up, and above all, stay open. Of course, I love you guys, and I'll see you in a few days. Bye-bye.